Alright, so when we talk about GCFs, we need to know what GCF stands for. GCF is a mathematical acronym, or acronym, I think, that stands for greatest common factor. Basically, what you're trying to do is you're trying to take out something from the polynomial that's given so that you can factor it down a little bit further. So if I look at this polynomial right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to underline these two numbers right here. And this is going to help me out when I get to the GCF part. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find some sort of number or maybe even variable that this polynomial has in common with each other. Now, looking at both of those terms, what I see first is that I can take out a 2. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. If I'm to take out this 2, let's see what's left. First of all, I need an x cubed, so I can get back to 2x cubed. And I need a minus 16x, so I can get back to that minus 32x. But still, I see that there's a little bit of something left in common. Do you see what it is? It's this x. So now what I can do is I can take out the x from this polynomial and get a GCF of 2x. So I bring my 2 down that I just took out from right here, and I'm going to take out an x. And I'm just going to see what's left after this. So at this point, what I need is 2 more x's to get back to 2x cubed, and I just need a minus 16 so I can get back to minus 16x. Now I'm going to go over here and change my colors a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and underline this. Because it's super important that you understand that once you take out the GCF, there's a little bit of something left that you can still factor down, and it's this x squared minus 16. Notice, once you take the GCF out, you'll have squares that you can factor sometimes. Now I just need to know, what do I have to square to get to the x squared, and what do I have to square to get to the 16? Because both of these are squares. Well, I have to square x to get back to x squared, and I have to square a 4 so I can get back to that 16. So when I factor this completely, I bring over my GCF, which is right here, and I get 2x. But after this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor down this x squared minus 16 into x minus 4. And then the last factor is x plus 4. So now that it's fully factored, there's nothing left I can factor down. I'm done with this problem. Now, let's look at the cubes. First of all, I notice that they have some number in common. Do you see what it is? Well, there's a 9 right here, but also notice that this 72 can be broken down into 9 times 8. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what that looks like right here. 9 times 8, all right? So it turns out they have a 9 in common. Let me go ahead and take that out and see what I have left. Now, I need 3 more x's so I can get back to 9x cubed. So let me go ahead and put down my 3 x's. I get x cubed right here. I bring down my plus. And if you look over here, I already took out this 9, so now I'm just left with an 8. Now let me go ahead and close that up, and then I'm going to change my colors back to red, and I'm going to underline what we have right here. Alright, going back to our normal color, what you'll notice is that you have to cube something to get to x cubed and 8. So what do you have to cube to get there? Well, first of all, to get to x cubed, you know you're going to need an x. So let me go ahead and bring down my GCF and put an x right here. There's a plus in between, so I'm going to put a plus down. The next thing that I need is something that I can cube to get to 8. So what number, when I multiply it by itself twice, will I get back to 8? It's got to be the 2, because 2 times 2 times 2 will give me 8. Now we have to get that last long factor in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the parts that we found and I'm just going to start squaring them. So if I square the x, I'm basically getting x times x, which gives me x squared. If I square the 2, I'm getting 2 times 2. Well, we know that's 4, so I'm going to put it on the right side. Go ahead and close up my parentheses. And right now, the only thing I have left to do is multiply the two parts together to get 2 times x. That just gives me 2x. All right? Now, if you remember the signs, they follow this pattern called SOAP. The S stands for same, which we already have right here. This is the same sign that we started off with over here. But now I need the opposite of that, which is going to be a minus. That's what the O stands for in the word SOAP. And the last two letters, that AP, that stands for always positive. So I'm going to put a plus at the end. And there you have it. It's all factored. So I guess the moral of the story is, if you get a polynomial and you think that they have something in common, you should definitely take that out in the first place. Because if you take out that GCF first, you'll have much fewer steps to take in order to factor it down to the completely factored form, which you got right here and right here. So take out that GCF first, and then you're going to be factoring down into squares and cubes. So I hope that helped you guys out.